always have the same vibe, the same way of playing League of Legends.
You do feel like there is a chance for them to be exposed just because Deft and Mata are gone in the bot lane, but not every duo can expose an enemy duo. Deft and Mata themselves, in fact, ranging, and they're going to go for BDD's Zoe. That reverse legendary game from Pyrian was against BDD's Zoe, and we see it on the Rift for another time.
Yep, he could make Lava look a little bit silly this game because he's made so many players look silly as this Zoe, and also does mean that their damage is going to be a little bit more varied. They had a lot of rate over there at the same time.
Close to 0% in Korea, so we'll see if Score can be our first big winner on the Sejuani as KT Rolster want to take down Humble Life 2-0.
Yeah, take to the Rift. See, Humble Life Esports fans, a little bit quieter.
Shout out to the observers who are trying to stagger.
Bono is making Score's life a living
no
hell
smites
right
on
now.
cooldown, remember?
Yep, Snowflower moving on over as well, and like you said, it was certainly very relevant, but both of these junglers are without that smite button, as it's down to 260 health. Score wants to take it away, is going to get it. Not going to get 3 buff this time around as Bono has to slink his way out.
Humble Life seemed...
Bono's just beelining over to Score here, who has a level disadvantage as the Raptors are going to be taken down. Not quite level 4 just yet as the Arctic Assault doesn't get that one down. Meanwhile, fight in the mid lane. Super Soaker lands onto BDD as Bono makes his way in as well. No Ragnarok to stop any slows that Score can provide. So BDD means that he can't get in there, and Humble Life Esports double buff on the second round. Bono really striking back here as Thal gets behind Smeb. Does still have the flash available, but no unstoppable onslaught.
Looking for the kill here. This could be a solo kill.
Yeah, exactly. The Ignite is down. Has to flash, but does it very late. Thankfully, still able to survive.
I'd put the smart money on in the late game, but as you say, SKT led the way with this duo, and if you can maintain map control, your Baron threat and things like that can be so powerful. Mid lane, BDD continues to have a fun time with Lava. Definitely would have gotten him perilously low. Thal rotating to mid lane as Science pushed out. Here's the Ezreal and the Rift Herald. They want this mid lane turret right now.
And they're going to get some turret plates for it as well as Score is waiting. He wants to find the opportune target. Still, very, very low on health is this tower, and they decide it's not time to go in. Score doesn't pull the trigger. Decimating Smash going to be charged as Thal face checks another brush. Finds that not to be the right decision, but Disdain will get himself out there. Doesn't get the mini-stun from the Arctic Assault. Does Score. Throws out the ultimate, though, as Lava uses the last of his mana on that claw. The double knockup is in here for KT. They want to finish this off, and Snowflower was so close to getting in there in time, but just not quite able to get that synergy.
There's no real damage between the duo here. Yes, pretty much in the hole in terms of gold, and that's why Score and Smeb have to really consider their next attempt at an engage.
Well, you can see Lava actually getting out with that claw, but not after taking the paddle star to the back of the head as BDD jumps forward, still has to use the cleanse to get out of the way, but True Shot Barrage goes completely wide. Even the Blue Sentinel is getting in amongst this one as 4 members of KT might be able to lock down this blue buff finally. I have a feeling it will have to be a smite, though, to get it out of the way as BDD finding some more poke damage. Lava gets into the backline, even takes the blue buff as now Snowflower trying to get his way out. Double teleports coming in, and that is Smeb. I don't know whether the choo-choo train's going to find the mark. He's still considering going for it. It's not going to happen this time.
Humble Life have been right on point with inflicting in the early game.
We got the train to come out here again. Disdain is great once more from Thal, but you can't get out of multiple abilities.
No damage here, Atlas.
Yeah, they're not going to actually land anything over the top as Zenit was out of the way. Thankfully, no Unbreakable to deny that Boomerang Blade, but
in game number 1. Smeb continues to back away. Sungyun's now mid lane. That's a trouble bubble.
That was one hell of a snipe as he gets stunned up. There's the grand entrance. This is a CG train, and now we've got some damage as Zenit grabs first blood. And they'll take a tower to boot. This is exactly what you want to get KT back into this game.
But it required a super play just to get a single kill, just to get a single foothold in game number 2. And Humble Life just want to outline that because Nady Carry going Sorcerer's Shoes needs a bit of explanation.
It's a little bit confusing, but they may have actually caught out Zenit here as he's in no man's land. Snowflower trying to help with the quickness, but nope, nothing they can do. The entire bottom lane just going to be torn apart by this Urgot, and Thal having a redemption game for himself here in this one.
And it's all about that long mid lane. You can't just walk around that terrain, amble around
a bounce back, and they can make things change as Score is about to be possibly able to figure that one out as Thal jumping in towards the backside of this fight as well as the Devour on top of the Piggy, and Key says that was some delicious Samgyeopsal to start this one off.
Extension of all that map control. They had that flank ward there and no defensive wards for KT. To answer your question, KT right now are really at the whims of what Hanwha Life wants to do about this game. They have so little agency to force things because they're walking over wards line at 24 minutes. A very different quandary for the Sivir.
And also needs BDD and Score to protect him while that happens. And it may not actually be enough here as they've caught out Snowflower. Does get into the stopwatch, but that is a C. Oh my goodness, he escapes the grand entrance as well to help him at the end. That battle dance. Beautifully timed. Hanwha can't grab the kill, but they do have all of the priority. KT want to find more as Snowflower goes back to the base. Zenit down to half health now, but still some lower health bars on Hanwha Life. That's the double snare to come in. As Score has a stopwatch. Smeb jumps himself all the way out, doesn't go for the stun, just wants to get rid of them. Takes them on a merry chase. I don't know whether that's exactly what they wanted as the ult misses from Score. Not something that we're used to seeing. And Smeb does pay the ultimate price in the end. That was a very weird team fight, Papa Smithy, but still, it's Hanwha Life that do manage to come out on top.
It ended up being a Scion
moving forward, but Hanwha Life going to teleport their way back in. That's key with his spellbook. They're going to start off this Baron. KT moving on over, get the vision very early. So Hanwha will break their way away, but they'll be counting these blue trinkets, making sure that they know that they have complete control over the area and can start the Baron basically whenever they want.
Now you do see these cues, which should indicate to the side of KT that Hanwha Life are poking around the Baron. Right now, Baron damage pretty decent, as you can see from the Ezreal. They're on it already. Score still feels strong enough to walk up. He needs to.
Yeah, we do have the control ward in there, so the steal is certainly available.
2-level lead for the enemy jungle, but here's the turn.
Lava jumps on forward, but they are going to turn off this Baron. Snowflower trying to dance his way out, but Thal right into the backline. Can he actually get the fear beyond death? Snowflower just going to try and juke his way around, and so far doing a great job, but no, there it is. Arms it, gets a couple of fears as well. The only kill they've taken so far as Smeb will be the second. KT rolls to lose 2, and Hanwha Life now have an opportunity to head towards a Baron after they get some health bars back.
Tempo lead finally gets a meaningful objective for Hanwha Life. The 2 kills here should mean a lot of Baron control, but Score is healthy enough to continue to contest it. Hanwha Life problem solve themselves right now because finding a big objective like Baron is what they desperately need.
Yep, teleport is going to come in as Lava has to move around the trouble bubble. BDD flashing his way out. That is not a counterfeit one as Score might be in trouble. Arctic Assault gets him to relative safety. True Shot Barrage is going to be spell shielded, but otherwise eaten by the rest of KT. Now too low to defend this easy Baron for Hanwha Life Esports. And the good news stories for Hanwha fans.
In the mid lane. Remember that Ezreal, with that change, pushed pretty fast. He's engaged.
There's the double knock-up to come in as well as the Tahm Kench will be the first one on the menu. The Grey Help is going to slow this one down very, very much, but not going to be enough as Hanwha Life say, well, I guess you can kill our Tahm Kench, but we're going to have a much better time elsewhere. True Shot Barrage, mid-animation, and BDD is going to take him down as well. So the bottom laner traded for an inhibitor top side of the map, and now Hanwha trying to find more. BDD in trouble. Portal jump, not going to be able to get out of the way of anything though as Bono grabs that kill. More bad news here for KT as their base is broken and they now no longer have
no lunch money for KT Rolster. How about even a Cloud Jade? Because, hey, you want that Elder to spawn as soon as possible.
Yep, 5 Drakes as well coming in for Hanwha Life Esports. And having 3 Clouds, one of my personal favorites. Just zipping around the map as quickly as you like. These rotations they can make on any desperation engage KT find on a single member. Certainly not going to give them anything.
Well, the full court press happening from Hanwha Life. They're freshly shot. There's item leads in every lane. Seems impossible for KT to keep this going, but they're going to damn try.
Yep, 6 super minions moving in. Every wave as well as KT standing under their Nexus turrets, but they're not going to be there for very long as even Lava's auto attacks are ridiculous. He dives his way forward. The health bars of the KT Rolster team are just disintegrating. Score going to go down first. Smeb has his Gargoyle Stone Plate, but it doesn't feel like it's doing anything right now, and Zenit going to be the second to go down. KT, the fountain is no longer safe, and they'll be wiped, and their Nexus very soon to follow.
And big ups to Hanwha Live, showing us that just a mental reset and another solid draft was all they needed to flip our expectations in this best of 3. We will be going the full 3 games. Hanwha Live are able, with no roster changes, to adjust to the early game, increase the tempo, get way more value out of Bono on this Olaf than we could have predicted. I thought KT had a very solid draft, but there are always going to be small things that can be attacked. Every draft is not flawless. There are always going to be small things that you can get the maximum from.